Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hail Empath, and I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things. And being Hailka, I feel all kind of way about all kind of things. I'm a storyteller, an esoteric Sherlock. I've been watching Sherlock Elementary. Yeah. That's how I am. That's how I walk. I'm always I'm always looking at stuff. Maybe it's because when I was little, I used to like those Highlights magazine. It's just the way my mind works. My astrology set up that way. Everything I've ever learned about my astrology, it's the Scorpio moon. We're all about finding stuff out. Anyway, I believe that we're all just everything. We all have the capacity to be every color in the color wheel, from light to dark. It's just what actions are we taking every day? What disciplines are we doing every day to establish our color on the chart? Is it going to be a bright, vibrant color, or is it going to be dark and dingy? Thinking dark and dingy, I think of all those lower chakra, those lower vibrational behaviors, greed, contempt, jealousy, and all that stuff. It's all lower chakra stuff, and it vibes low. It hums low, It's a simpleton's task to just be devious, and the earth is raising in its frequency and vibration, and we're just along for the ride. So all that lower vibrational stuff, there isn't a place for it anymore. So it's all melting. It's all dying away, and it's making a lot of people nervous and a lot of people uncomfortable because stuff they, used to think, just like get an idea. What if it was like this? It's coming true, and people don't. What they're realizing is we create the reality in which we live by our thoughts. We do. And people just meditate, just try and find some peace and serenity. Just chill out. Things out in the exterior world will calm down a lot quicker. No, to each his own, I've known about this stuff a long, long time. I've been on this path to self-awareness, and not a lot of people are really into a lot of the stuff I'm into, science. I mean, they are, but I just put it together. I don't know if it's my show, but I just have never gotten a lot of attention. It's just cool because I don't need that kind of press. But it's like I have all these different interests in things, and like astrology and science. And when I had gone to the Air Force, I went to school for a lot of different mechanical systems, electronic systems, hydraulics, just all these different systems. And the thing of it is things all, for any given thing in the world, it has a function of how it's supposed to go in its optimal, to work optimally. There's conditions that things need, like your car, as all these, and one of the conditions are met, then you're going to end up on the side of the road someplace. And a lot of these functions of these ideas that were created, they're just made up ideas. They're just and then like money and politics, right? They're just like, I don't even understand how they can call it political science, because it should be political psychology, because they're all ego. It's a whole game of chess based on ego, and there is no left or right or blue or red or GOP or Dems or whatever. It's just a circle. And when I was in IT, as a profession, before life shifted for me, I'm in IT because I was a mechanic in the Air Force, but I don't like getting dirty, so then I go into IT, and with the hierarchy and stuff like that, I have that kind of a mindset anyway. And besides, the military wasn't for me because I saw from the get-go, you know, I thought it was going to be full, it had standards and these, you know, that's why I thought I was going to like it, because there were rules and you had to go by them. And it was just as much nonsense as any other organization I'd ever worked for, because it was all about who was in charge and how they felt that particular day or that particular moment, you know. And a lot of those bigwigs, you just tell them what they want to hear, but you know, and they think that there's a certain reality, you know, like everything's fine and dandy, but you know, things are going awry on the ground and stuff like that. But people like to cover up. People have been keeping secrets and covering stuff up for years and years and years, and just like that lower vibrational behavior from lower chakra stuff, truth has a vibration and a color, and it's a higher color, and it can't live in this lower vibrational world, and all this truth is coming out. I keep saying 2020, the year of clear vision, man. See, these people have always been who they have always been, you know. It's just that society has like had its own perception about how things should be, and they're just doing them. They're, you know, all these you know, these guys that make $174,000 to come up with ideas. It was this is the stuff that makes my eye twitch, because it's like they pay themselves so much. There is so much money that the government has. They just took out the defense budget, came out. It was like, what, $728 billion. What if, instead of this country going over to other places where they don't want us anyway and blowing stuff up, and all this is from selling like stock. I mean, it's just a company. They're selling like F-16s to Pakistan, and then, oh wait, Pakistan didn't use the F-16s how they were supposed to. It's just like, you know, all these crazy people running the show, because they just have segregated themselves off, you know, and kept themselves in this bubble, and this bubble is about to pop because truth is coming out. And it happens it's all nonsense. I mean, they play. I just want 10 grand so I can move to Reading, get a little property on a hill in the foothills, you know, and just do my side projects and give all my money and build the community, you know, because there's a whole world out there, but my world is small, you know. I mean, and if people thought about it in terms like this, maybe things wouldn't be less hectic and chaotic out there. Okay, think about how big your world actually is. Your world is your daily interactions. My world is the few connections I make on my tube. My world is my mother. My world is my dogs. My world is when I go out and do the laundromat and the grocery store. Yeah, you know, the people that occasionally I'll go to the flower shop, because I started making my own cookies, and I haven't even been there in a week and a half. So CBD, man, that's the stuff that's gonna freaking help keep a lot of people freaking from going off the deep end, you know, because it's nonsense. If people try to make their world big enough for them to jump into the rest of the nonsense out there, you're just gonna freaking go down the tube with it. So just let all that stuff, you know, if something isn't in your direct close proximity, it ain't in your world, man. It ain't your world. It ain't your reality. Whatever you see on the TV, unless you were there and then you see the report of your account, it doesn't, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't happen, you know. So, think of it in terms like that. Just be where your hands are. You know, and I got to do the same thing, because I get so twisted up every day when I see it. What? $382 million for one dude to play freaking, what is it, baseball for 9 years? Baseball's freaking boring as all get out. I can't even believe people still sit. There's just so many other things I would rather do. And it's just like, if there's so much money for this, you know, my desires aren't that big. I'll earn the rest of mine. I just need to get to ready. I just need 10K. That's it. You know, it's like funny because I just see people over here, and I qualify. I mean, I'm a veteran. You know, I'm disabled, differently abled. You know, I take care of my mom. You know, look out for her. I dog rescue. All 4 came from 4 different states. Well, Artie Pants is in the video today. He's over here. He's usually on the sidecar, but Stan Lee's over there today, the cat. He's boop boop. So everybody got to shift around a little bit. But you know, I don't need a big old handout and things like that. Sometimes people need a little help. Like I bought a pair of jumper cables for the big red truck in case anybody needs help, you know, because that's what all I'm here to do is help. And I believe that what we put out there, you know, the goodness that we put out there does come back to us. And I don't know if I believe it does it a millionfold or whatever, people 10,000 or whatever people would say. It's just that, you know, I've just tried to live my life in a way that isn't going to draw negative karma to me. And because I've learned a lot, you know, because I can be a jerk. Just this week I was a jerk. I did a video about that earlier this week, how I chewed a guy out, and I had to make an amends because I don't want to show up in life like that anymore, you know. So I want to be a safe place in this world, and I'm Aries. Sometimes my ego flares up, and that. But I don't hurt people I don't put my hands on people out of anger unless it's self-defense, and or I don't know, you don't touch people. Keep your hands to yourself and just stay out of trouble. Anyway, I don't have a whole lot going on. I didn't make notes. I had in my meditate state today, I had all kinds of good ideas onto what I was going to talk about, but of course, that didn't pan out. So maybe I'll do an early one in the morning tomorrow. I've been sleeping pretty good, and I've been waking up all inspired, stuff like that. So anyway, it's all I got for now. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.